Right now, as you listen, I see how the world has pressed in around you, filling the air with distractions, doubts, and invisible burdens you did not ask to carry. The ache in your chest is not hidden from me. You come, searching for breath when worries steal the morning's peace. I remind you that my words are true for you now, not just for others or for some distant, perfect future. You are seen, chosen, and wanted in this present moment. You haven't been overlooked, no matter how many noisy voices try to drown out your secret hopes. If only you could sense my nearness, feel the warmth settle across your shoulders even before this day's decisions and pressures begin. In this moment, I invite you to let go of the striving even for a heartbeat. Notice the weight of your own body where you rest, the soft glow of light entering your room, the way your breath rises and falls like a gentle tide. I am in all these things. Let gratitude trickle into your heart for one breath, for the simple reality of waking up beneath mercy's covering. When your thoughts scatter, about family, about lack, about tomorrow, let them come to me without pretense. I am more present than any uncertainty, more able than any outcome you can orchestrate. You may believe you need to have everything resolved before you approach me, but I tell you, come as you are. Vulnerability is not weakness before me. Let your unrest, your confusion, even your small joys be laid down at my feet. Do not withhold them out of fear that I will turn away or grow weary. I never tire of you. I see not only what troubles you, but the immense beauty forming quietly in your character as you lean into me. This work is sacred, and I guard it personally. When fear surfaces, fear that you'll fall short, that loved ones won't change, that circumstances are slow to move, pause in that space with me. My hand steadies you when you feel lost with no clear next step. You don't have to muscle your way through the fog alone. Let me guide your heart with soft conviction. Sometimes, my answers are not what you expect, but I promise my timing brings life where you least anticipate it. Trust me beyond your timelines, even when patience hurts. This morning, dare to begin again. If you have stumbled or spoken words you regret, you're not disqualified from my affection. Lay down any shame you carry. My arms open wide toward you, not after you've proven yourself, but simply because you are mine, cherished without condition. Let my acceptance settle deeper than reproach. Each day is a new seed, planted with hope, warmed by my gaze, watered by your willingness to trust again. Breathe deeply right now, feeling the support beneath you as I uphold your life. Shift your focus from what you cannot control to my faithfulness already at work. Picture me sitting quietly at your side, not impatient with your process. If doubts try to speak louder, what if I fail again? What if I can't change? Hear my answer rise. I am with you. I do not measure you by your pace, but by your heart's turning toward me. Lift your eyes for a moment, child. Beyond the mess, beyond the plans still unresolved, I am crafting beauty and rescue in hidden places. My presence is your anchor when waves rise or when stillness seems empty. I promise to catch every sigh, to gently untangle every knot of anxiety binding your soul. Even losses you thought would break you are being shaped, redeemed. Nothing is wasted in my hands. Allow a small surrender today. That burden you keep turning over in your mind, offer it to me. Not because you no longer care, but because you trust I am more able than your worry. Let your soul exhale. Watch how my peace settles, not as a fleeting feeling, but as a deep assurance. I have not abandoned your story partway through. Your dreams and disappointments are all known, and I hold them with deep compassion. If you listen closely, through this word I am sending light into the darkest corners of your doubt. I want you to know that you are never required to walk through pain without comfort. My embrace surrounds you, even as you wonder if relief will ever come. You are not carrying your family, your future, your healing, or your calling alone. What I have spoken over your life will stand, not by your own might, but by my spirit working quietly, persistently, lovingly beside you. Let this day unfold as a conversation with me. Return to me with every thought that rises, especially in the ordinary. A cup of coffee in your hands, sunlight on your face, the laughter or silence of your home. Each is an invitation to remember that you are seen. I am closer than your breath, rejoicing over you, shaping the hours with opportunity and blessing you may not yet recognize. As you move forward, do not rush past this certainty. I remain, and I delight in being near you. No matter how the day ahead appears or how your heart feels right now, you are not defined by the struggle or the outcome. You are defined by my unwavering love, by the dignity I placed inside you, by the hope I breathe into your mornings. There is grace here for you, fresh and inexhaustible, ready to meet each need as it rises. I will strengthen you, quiet you, and carry you until the shadows break and new light dawns. The journey is not over. I am just getting started with you. I see how you sometimes feel the urge to move quickly, to rush through the quiet moments, hoping perhaps that acceleration will silence uncertainty. But it is here, in the gentle unfolding of morning or the hush before sleep, that you most clearly sense my presence. Do not measure yourself by productivity or mistake rest for stagnation. Let my peace meet you right where you are, as sunlight pools through your window or when you feel the trace of warmth from a cup between your palms. I know everything you carry. Each hope and doubt is visible to me. Take a slow breath and notice how I fill the room, whispers of reassurance wrapping you close, steadying the shape of your day. You long for certainty and the kind of validation that would make the next steps obvious. Sometimes you whisper questions into your pillow in the quiet, or scan your reflection for hidden strength. I say to you now, I am the one who grants true security and identity. My love is not a reward for flawless faith, but the constant backdrop of your journey, unwavering even through confusion or waiting. Let the weight slide from your shoulders. You do not need to have it all figured out before you lean on me. Draw strength, even if your voice trembles, and tell me what sits heaviest on your heart. I hear, and I answer. I delight in the ways you show gratitude, those little thanks you let rise in the middle of a busy day, or the quick smile you offer a loved one. Every gesture of thankfulness is a door you open wider to my companionship. Feel how hope expands when you give thanks not out of habit, but from the surprise of noticing my gifts. Fresh air filling your lungs, laughter from someone dear, the sight of birds darting between branches. Hold these moments without the pressure to move on quickly, and sense again my pleasure in being near. My closeness is your rest. Let worry soften in my embrace. Sometimes you search for control by planning, mapping each hour, believing you can outrun the unknown if only you try hard enough. Yet I invite you to a different freedom, not in the absence of plans, but in surrendering the illusion that you must manage every outcome. Place your plans quietly in my hands as you rise or before you sleep, and let your trust outpace your anxiety. The gentle power of release does not make you passive. It marks the trust of one who knows they are guarded. When the urge to grip tighter comes, breathe deeply and say, I am still yours. That act changes the shape of your heart. When family or friendship feels fragile, and old disappointments murmur that nothing will change, remember that I am the restorer. I shape destinies with a patience you cannot always comprehend. I am working in unseen spaces, within the ones you love and within you, softening, healing, nudging hearts toward compassion. Do not let bitterness rewrite your story. Instead, dare to imagine what might grow if you speak life and forgiveness into the places that ache. Your courage to love, even with tremors, draws me close, and I strengthen what feels weak. Watch for my gentle fingerprints in the unexpected laughter or the softened glance. They are my answers blooming in real time. You sometimes measure yourself against others, weighing your progress and wondering if you have fallen behind or missed my best for you. But I tell you, your journey is not a competition. I see your path, unique as a sunrise, tailored to your heart's deepest callings and desires. Stand quietly and feel my hand guiding you forward, past comparison and into full assurance. When another's progress stirs envy or sadness within you, confess it honestly to me. There is no shame in these feelings, only opportunities for my grace to become tangible. Watch how I meet you there, transforming jealousy into gentle encouragement and self-doubt into sturdy hope. Sometimes obedience feels costly, as if every yes requires the letting go of familiar comfort. But child, know that every step you take toward me, even the trembling or imperfect ones, are abundantly worthwhile. My presence steadies your resolve. Let those moments of uncertainty drive you into deeper reliance, not retreat. Sit in my silence without fear that you are forgotten. It is often in the hush that you discern my direction. I am not silent out of distance, but out of love. allowing you to discover your faith is more resilient than you once imagined. Keep making those small, brave decisions. They matter more than you know. Consider how often you crave quick resolution or a sign that makes your choice obvious. Yet real growth is shaped in the waiting, in the gentle persistence that trusts my timing more than your own impatience. When doors remain closed and you wonder if I have overlooked your prayers, realize I have never left your side. Sometimes my greatest gifts are the unseen work I am doing in you, deepening your endurance, refining your vision, preparing you for doors that open into genuine fullness. Rest in the knowledge that delays are not denials, but invitations to hold on to me all the more. I place before you each new day not as a maze to solve or a test to survive, but as a field in which you are free to plant seeds of kindness, gratitude, and faith. You do not walk this ground alone. My presence is the gentle rain, nourishing your efforts, turning small acts into harvests beyond what you can fathom. Let your thoughts linger for a moment on where you have already seen my faithfulness. Moments when worry gave way to relief, when you sensed protection though you couldn't explain why. These are not random gifts, but signs of my ongoing care, written quietly into your days to remind you that you belong. Let me remind you of your true identity, not shaped by setbacks or applause, but founded in my enduring delight in you. No misstep can unseat you from my affection. With every new breath, I offer you the chance to begin again, to take my hand and trust that I am both behind and before you. As you move through the gentle rhythms of today, notice the places where hope stirs. Even when you cannot see the path ahead, remember, my guidance never leaves you wandering alone. Your willingness to trust invites miracles, and in that tender surrender, I am closer than your next breath. I have watched you stand at the window in the early hours, tracing the horizon with your eyes, searching for a sign that your day will be different. I am whispering over your life this moment, reminding you that my love is not a distant echo but the present reality shaping everything unseen. Even as you move through ordinary spaces, your hands busy at the sink, your feet padding down hallways, my care is cradling your every breath. The heaviness you sometimes carry is not invisible to me. When you feel as if anxieties creep in before the sun is fully up, when worries about your loved ones chase you from room to room, I am here within that quiet, longing to draw near where you ache the most. Today, allow the fresh air on your skin or the familiar scent of morning to signal my nearness, not just as comfort but as fuel for hope. Each small gratitude you whisper, perhaps for the aroma of coffee, the laughter from across the house, or simply the warmth beneath your hand, is a movement towards me. Let your soul pause in these moments, sensing how I steady you, how I infuse your routine with meaning beyond what you see. Trust this, you are not ignored in the shuffle of people's needs and plans. I treasure every detail that matters to you, and my attention rests on you with delight, not impatience. When you wonder if your gentle efforts in family life or at work matter, remember, I delight in all you offer. What you hold back from fear of imperfection, those prayers you stammer, the attempts to bring peace, the dreams you dare not voice, I see it all, and I honor your heart's risks. Nothing you hand to me is wasted, even if the results seem delayed or subtle. As you release expectations and breathe out the anxious need to control what's next, let that space fill with my assurance. I have not left you to bear these burdens alone. When the ache to fix those you love arises and you worry that you're not enough, invite me into the situation. I am the steady hand shaping destinies, nourishing what will bloom in time, even when you cannot see the roots growing in darkness. Some mornings, discouragement glances at you with familiar eyes, calling you by your failures or weaknesses. My child, these are not your true names. I remind you now, you are chosen, beloved, and called. When that old voice of comparison tries to set the pace of your worth, measuring your day against others, stacking their successes against your own quiet struggles, let me speak louder. Hear my voice. You who are mine, you matter wholly to me apart from any outcome. As you step into your day, refuse to let shame or fear dictate your direction. My mercy makes room for your mistakes. I rejoice over your willingness to rise again. Invite my presence into each decision today, from the smallest to the significant. Not with a frantic need for answers, but with the calm knowing that I watch every step. You may feel unsure which path to take, haunted by the risk of getting it wrong. Remember, I am not standing at the finish line demanding perfection, but walking beside you as counselor and friend. When you pause to ask for direction, breathe and listen for my gentle promptings, not dramatic signs. Like soft sunlight filtering through the window, I give clarity moment by moment, a nudge, an unexplainable peace, or a sense to wait just a bit longer. Do not worry if you can't see the whole journey or predict every outcome. Trust grows one step at a time, and I am your guide with every faltering motion. Lay down the need to obtain control over every detail. Let your hands unclench and find rest in my steady grip. I do not rush you past your current stage. I celebrate your simple acts of faithfulness, the moments you resist anxiety's pull and turn your heart's attention to me. You are safest when surrendered, not because the world suddenly changes, but because I anchor you with my presence amid whatever comes. When thoughts of the future set your heart racing, when headlines or conversations make you ache with uncertainty about what tomorrow might bring, return to the simple things you can do now. The kindness you offer, the extra minute of patience, the gentle care for your own body. These harvests of my spirit are what shape the world. In a world always pushing for more, I ask you to remember that small obedience is never small to me. I am multiplying what you give. I am strengthening you as you persevere. If you find yourself asking, but why is change so slow, or will my prayers ever move mountains for those I love, know that my timing is wise and full of mercy. Some growth comes in sudden bursts, but much of my best work unfolds quietly, hidden in ordinary days stacked gently together. When nothing seems to shift on the surface, I am still present in the secret places, germinating life and aligning things for my glory and your good. Rest in the knowledge that you do not shape your destiny alone. I am working where your eyes see only stillness. You are not meant to carry the whole world on your shoulders. When you feel the weight settling across your chest, pause. Place your hand over your heart and breathe in the gift of my closeness, a whisper that says, "You are not alone, you are safe with me." As you surrender that which you cannot manage, I do not expect you to be without limitation. I rejoice in your willingness to trust me with what stretches beyond your reach. Let your heart know relief in my hands. Each time you turn your anxious thoughts into quiet prayer, when you breathe out fear and invite me into the space, I respond with strength, not mere sympathy. I am injecting courage into your weariness, hope into discouragement, and grace into your daily routines. You may not always feel a rush of relief, but watch as, over time, peace settles deeper, the noise of fear grows softer, and resilience forms where anxiety once dwelled. Stay with me now in this unfolding, for I see not only who you are, but the beautiful purpose still coming forth. If only you could see how your spirit catches the light in this hour. I am not distant, and my attention does not wander from you for a single heartbeat. Even in moments when it feels as if the world grows silent, and your prayers echo back without answer, I am closer than your next breath. I absorb every sigh, every unspoken concern. Feel the pulse beneath your skin, that constant reminder that I sustain you, that your existence is not an accident or a mistake. As you steady your breath, notice how my peace starts to fill those rooms in your mind that fear tried to barricade. I know you sometimes wonder if it is too late for true transformation, if the patterns that haunt you are too deeply rooted to ever shift, if a new beginning is for others but reserved from your grasp. The truth you have yet to fully embrace is this: I bring resurrection to what the world labels irreparable. I restore the places that felt barren and forgotten. Right now you may be resisting this invitation, your heart tugged between wanting to surrender and fearing what surrender actually demands. Of all the voices clamoring for your loyalty, mine is the only one offering freedom, not the fleeting kind that vanishes when storms appear, but a liberation so profound it changes the very rhythm of how you walk through life. You have felt that trembling hope, daring to believe that real breakthrough could finally invade the places you've tried to repair alone. Place your hand on your chest for a moment. Sense the warmth beneath your palm. That is not just your body responding. It is my presence enveloping you, even when you doubt I am near. Breathe in, and as you do, let go of the need to control every outcome. You were never made to carry that weight. You ask, what if I open myself and nothing changes? What if vulnerability leads only to disappointment? Do not shame yourself for these questions. They arise from wounds gained in battles I witnessed alongside you. Even your uncertainty is seen, and I am not repelled by it. In fact, I am drawn with even greater tenderness to those broken places. The enemy has tried to convince you that your history disqualifies you, that your failures cast too long a shadow for new dreams to survive. But I declare that your story is not finished. You are not defined by what you've done or by what was done to you. The labels others placed on you do not stick unless you choose to wear them. Stop. Hear me. You belong to me, and nothing can sever that bond. Even now, as doubt flickers in your heart, you wonder how I could still choose you. I have never wavered. From the moment I dreamed of your existence, I marked you as mine. Every scar and every triumph, every quiet act of holding on when you wanted to give up, has been noticed. My beloved child, your loyalty has never gone unseen. I want to reconstruct those broken pillars within your soul, turning collapse into foundation. There is a purpose unfolding in you, one that requires every season you have endured. Yes, even the bitter ones. Do you feel that small stirring, that suspicion that maybe, just maybe, I am not done astounding you? Let your resistance soften for this next truth. It is not your perfection I require, it is your permission. I knock on doors you have locked, gently asking for entrance into the places you have tried to forget. This is the turning point, when you invite me fully inside, withholding nothing. Your healing accelerates. You will not wake tomorrow as a flawless creation, but you will rise lighter, held by peace that makes no sense to the world. Today, if you pause long enough to notice, you will sense a softness settling into your chest even as worries try to mount. This is evidence of my spirit at work within you, evidence that cannot be faked or forced. There are moments coming, beloved, when a wave of clarity will sweep over your mind in the middle of ordinary tasks. It may happen as sunlight streams through your window, or when you hear your name spoken kindly by someone unexpected. You'll know it's me because peace will follow, a peace that does not match the circumstances around you. When doubt tries to reassert itself, close your eyes, draw a breath, and repeat quietly, I am chosen. I am not who I used to be. My identity is secured, not in my history, but in divine love. That's not a mantra for empty comfort. It is the echo of truth that has anchored thousands before you and will stabilize millions after. You are not the only one walking this road, though sometimes the journey feels solitary. You have felt invisible, as if your progress disappears in the shadows of others' success. Know this, your pace is not less holy because it is slower. I honor every step, even the ones that falter and retrace their way. Transformation is often hidden before it bursts into visibility. Like a seed pushing through dark soil, you are on the verge of breaking through. Do not despise what feels slow or quiet. The very situations you have begged me to change are where I am incubating your greatest strength. Watch for the small shifts. Celebrate the mornings you wake with hope unexplained. These are my signals, whispering that the tide is turning even if the waters still feel high. You wonder, sometimes with fatigue, if all these promises are for you or just for the particularly righteous, the ones who never seem to struggle with doubt or disappointment. Here is the secret. I delight in revealing my glory through those who know how much they need me. Your weakness is not a liability. It is a doorway for me to enter with miraculous force. Let the tears gather if they must. Let your longing surface. I am not wearied by your ache for closeness. In fact, it is the ache that moves my heart most deeply. When you are tired of fighting, rest in me. Let your shoulders drop for once. I am holding you. Be attentive in the hours to come, for within 48 hours, someone will cross your path with unexpected encouragement. Their words will confirm the very hope rising within you now. You'll recognize this encounter because joy will surface in you like a wellspring, momentarily swept up out of nowhere. This is how you'll know I am orchestrating what you cannot yet see. Remain open. My timing is always perfect. My ways unpredictable, yet always redemptive. I promise, the best is not behind you. What I am accomplishing will demand your awe. Take another slow breath, with intention this time. Feel your lungs expand, feel the steadiness I provide. Dare to believe that this next chapter is not defined by survival, but by thriving in communion with me. When fear hisses that you are disqualified, answer boldly. I am called, I am restored, I am no longer bound. Speak these truths aloud in your own voice. Let the vibration resonate as defiance against everything that told you to settle for less. You were made for this victory. There is more ahead, and together, we step into it. You're entering a space with me now where walls begin to fall. Walls that fear erected, that shame reinforced, that disappointment quietly maintained when doors seemed to slam and silence felt deafening. If you pause for just a moment and let the world's noise fade, you'll sense something changing, almost imperceptible but undeniably real, a deep shift within. I am breathing new courage into those places that you believed were irreparably scarred. There's no corner of your heart I haven't explored. All the hidden questions, those anxious thoughts that race just beneath your calmest smile, are known to me. And still I stay so close, more present than your very breath. Place your hand upon your heart. Feel its rhythm. Let every beat remind you, I'm sustaining you, holding you. Not only when you feel strong, but even more so when you are trembling, uncertain, or weary. You ask quietly, will this always be my story? The struggle, the cycle, the aching for breakthrough? Hear me clearly, beloved child. Where you see only cycles, I am crafting a story of transformation. The desert you walked, the seasons of waiting and the longing for answers, have never meant rejection. Rather, they have prepared holy ground for new life to break forth. My delays are never denials. Each moment of apparent silence was my hand shaping you, stretching your endurance, building a courage you didn't know you carried. The places that felt barren are ready to bloom with purpose, because the roots have reached depths that surface eyes cannot perceive. Don't turn away from hope. There is more budding beneath the surface than you dare dream. Breathe deeply now. Sense the stillness that wraps around this moment. That peace, gentle and warm, isn't simply the absence of trouble. It is my presence, steady and fierce, fortifying your soul. Let yourself rest here, in the confidence that I am closer than any battle raging in your mind. There's a reason you keep returning, seeking, reaching for more. I designed you for connection, not mere survival. I planted in you a longing to be found and cherished. You are not lost in the crowd, not overlooked in a sea of needs. Every prayer you've breathed in the dark, every moment you've whispered, help me, reached me. Even now, as you let these words wash over you, my spirit is watering places in you that were dry and desperate for comfort. Sometimes you doubt whether true freedom is possible, whether this old ache can finally heal. You wonder, what if my scars mean I'll never be whole? And that fear threatens to shrink you. I face that fear with you. The enemy has tried to convince you that brokenness is your permanent identity, that grace is for others but not for you. Today I am flipping that lie on its head. I say your scars are the proof of survival, not the evidence of defeat. In my hands, even the deepest wounds become sources of resurrection life. Beauty arises not in spite of your brokenness, but because you have chosen to let me in, again and again, even when you didn't feel worthy of rescue. Right now you may notice your body relaxing, the tension you carried softening just a little. That's my gentleness blanketing you with safety. In the coming days you'll recognize this supernatural peace again, in mundane moments, during a hurried morning, or when a forgotten memory surfaces unexpectedly. Each encounter with my peace is a personal reminder, you are never alone. Breakthrough is rolling in like dawn. When it happens, you'll know it's me because it will come when you least expect, restoring hope to places you thought irrevocably barren. I am relentless in my pursuit. I am not waiting for perfection or flawless faith. I seek simple surrender, an honest openness that says, here I am, tired or hopeful, I'm yours. Watch how doubt tries to argue with hope inside you. That inner voice tells you not to get your expectations up, to protect your heart from disappointment one more time. But I whisper, risk belief again. Trust my promise is truer than your fears. When you sense that old heaviness creeping in, stop. Inhale. Exhale slowly. Speak this truth aloud if you're willing. I am held. I am chosen. I am not, and never will be, abandoned. Let the sound of your own voice break agreement with every lie that called you orphaned or unlovable. You are not your past. You are my beloved, adopted fully into my family, a co-heir of hope and glory. There's another truth I want you to sit with. The old season cannot cling to you when I have declared newness over your life. What once defined your days, fear, striving, self-doubt, no longer has power unless you welcome it back in. I am marking this very chapter of your story with a seal that cannot be erased. Set apart, my own, called forth for such a time as this. It's not arrogance to receive that identity, it's humility to agree with the truth I'm speaking. Let me settle this in your spirit. Your calling is not in jeopardy. Your purpose is not derailed by missteps or moments of weakness. My faithfulness outlasts your confusion every time. There will be another moment, perhaps late tonight, when a wave of old regret or longing threatens to overtake you. I will meet you there. Don't run. Let the full ache be felt in my presence, and as you do, I promise you'll sense me drawing closer, not recoiling. The world teaches you to hide, to numb, to press on as if nothing hurts, but I invite you to bring your pain right to me. I build strength not by making you harder, but by making you whole. There's a fire kindling within you now, one that won't consume but will refine, burning away the residue of every lie you ever agreed with. This refining is gentle, not harsh. It's the caring correction of a father who wants his child free. Others have stood where you are right now, uncertain if the wilderness would ever end. Everyone who chose to surrender, who risked softening their heart instead of closing it, discovered a river of living water rising up inside, strength replacing despair, song breaking forth in the silence. You too are joining this company of awakened hearts. You belong to a lineage of overcomers who found their identity not in what was lost, but in the God who redeems every loss into new beginnings. When discouragement comes, remember, you are part of something bigger than your battles, bound to me and carried in the current of my restoring love. This is not the conclusion of your struggle or the closing of my invitation. There is much more that I am about to unfold. The very next moment holds promise you can't yet see, and as you move forward with even trembling steps, you will look back and realize that I was always closer than breath, always orchestrating resurrection where you once only saw ruin. Hold tight, beloved. What I have begun in you is far from finished. There is another level of freedom, another dimension of glory, waiting just ahead. I am ready to lead you there. I know there are mornings when you wake up feeling neither mighty nor prepared, when purpose seems swallowed by routine, and your heart quietly asks if your small steps matter. In these moments, I want you to sense my steady hand cupping your life. Breathe in and become aware. I am as near as your next heartbeat, and nothing you do unnoticed by me. When you wonder if your offering, be it patience, forgiveness, or the simple act of keeping hope alive, truly matters, let my assurance fill you once more. Every act of faith, however small in your own eyes, is precious to me. I see the effort it takes to choose kindness, to bite your tongue when anger rises, to offer a soft word in the midst of misunderstanding. Each gentle response sown brings forth fruit yet unseen, growing quietly in the garden of your life. There will always be voices reminding you of yesterday's shortcomings, inviting shame to sit where I have placed grace. But my child, your past cannot diminish the story I am writing with you now. My voice pronounces you clean, chosen, and capable, not because of your own strength, but by the power of my love shaping you from within. This is the truth I want to echo in every anxious corner. You do not need to prove your worth by endless striving. Lay down your measuring sticks. I have already declared your value. Feel my presence brushing away your fear, covering you in acceptance that never fades. Let my gaze be the mirror that governs your identity, especially when your own reflection seems blurred by old wounds or disappointment. On the days you don't know how to move forward, when decisions press in and confusion grows, I am not far off. Still yourself. Quiet the anxious swirl with a whispered prayer, a closing of your eyes, a hand resting gently over your heart. Feel the warmth of my companionship, the unwavering nearness of your Creator. I am crafting something sturdy and beautiful in you, even as you move through uncertainty. You do not need to see the entire map to take the next step. Trust that as you walk, I guide your feet. Your part is to lean into me, to ask and listen, allowing my peace to overshadow the clamor for instant answers. Do not hurry past this moment. Here, I am offering clarity that will come softly, moment by moment, like dawn breaking. You may worry you are missing my direction, fearing a wrong turn or wasted season. But I want to assure you, dear one, your life is not off course. Even your detours are known by me and used for your good. Every path you have traveled can become ground for new beginnings, for none of your days are wasted in my hands. Where regret tries to dictate who you are, let my mercy speak louder. Even in seasons of delay, I am growing endurance in you, teaching you deeper trust. I am never impatient with your progress. I see your longing to walk in my purposes, and I honor your willingness to keep surrendering. Allow yourself to hope again, to believe that my promises are still true, and that my timing is always perfect. Take comfort in knowing that I shelter you, not only from obvious storms, but also from subtle fears that sap your courage. Those quiet anxieties, the burdens you carry for your family, your future, your health. I am attentive to each concern you dare not speak aloud. My shoulders are broad enough to bear that invisible weight, My hands are gentle enough to soothe your restless spirit. Imagine my peace settling over you now, like soft light in a dim room, entering every restless place, reminding you what it means to be truly safe. When you find yourself overwhelmed, rest in me. Let me be your refuge, the one who knows exactly how to calm each wave, no matter how high they rise. Let gratitude spill into your routine like morning sunlight, steady, renewing, changing the landscape of your heart. When cynicism whispers that nothing really changes, breathe in and notice simple gifts: a loved one's laughter, the comfort of shelter, the hope that flourishes even in waiting. It is in the act of naming gratitude that fear loosens its grip, making way for joy to return. As you pause to remember small blessings, my perspective grows within you. Challenges become opportunities, troubles soften, and my promises shine clearer. What you give thanks for today becomes tomorrow's testimony of my faithfulness. Remember, I am the author of every good gift, and my generosity knows no bounds. You may still ache for things unresolved, for relationships yet mended, for doors you hope will open. My child, trust that I am at work in places you cannot see, aligning hearts, opening possibilities, and preparing you for every good thing assigned to your life. Don't judge the season by what is still missing. Look for my movement, however subtle. In unexpected conversations, in opportunities that seem insignificant, in the quiet urge to bless someone, there I am, inviting you to walk in step with me. You are never abandoned in the in-between. I cherish your willingness to wait, to pray, to keep believing when outcomes are hidden. In the hidden things, I will reveal my goodness. When doubt shouts that your prayers are small or go unheard, let this reminder steady you. I am never distant, and your words matter deeply to me. Every longing you whisper, even those prayers you are too weary to form, reach me. I tenderly collect every sigh, and I respond in ways that move beyond what you imagine. Sometimes my answers come wrapped in silence, in patience, in the folding of ordinary days, but nothing slips past my attention. Hold tight to hope, not as a wishful thought, but as an anchor grounded in my unwavering nature. Your trust honors me more than you realize, shaping the atmosphere around you and making room for greater things to bloom. Rest now in the certainty that you are pursued by my goodness. You may worry you are missing my direction, fearing a wrong turn or wasted season, but I want to assure you, dear one, your life is not off course. Even your detours are known by me and used for your good. Every path you have traveled can become ground for new beginnings, for none of your days are wasted in my hands. Where regret tries to dictate who you are, let my mercy speak louder. Even in seasons of delay, I am growing endurance in you, teaching you deeper trust. I am never impatient with your progress. I see your longing to walk in my purposes, and I honor your willingness to keep surrendering. Allow yourself to hope again, to believe that my promises are still true, and that my timing is always perfect. Take comfort in knowing that I shelter you. I hear the quiet trembling of your heart as you walk forward with questions you barely dare to voice. Each day opens anew, yet the weight of all you carry clings close, and you wonder if my help will come in time. I say to you, look up. Notice how the light slowly fills the morning air, casting aside the night's heaviness. That small shift is how I come to you. Gentle, certain, quietly persistent. My nearness is not a theory reserved for the worthy, but my promised gift to you. As you pause in the hush before tasks begin, feel my steadying presence. You do not labor alone. I am the strength rising beneath your weakness, the understanding that settles on your mind when confusion buzzes loud. A child walks trustingly when they sense a parent nearby, never second-guessing their steps. I call you to that simplicity. Draw near to me without anxiety. Let me define what these moments mean. Yesterday's pressures do not limit today's possibility. In the quiet kitchen as you wash your hands or sip that first warm drink, I sit with you. When you listen for my voice in those small beginnings, you will find it, and new resolve will visit your soul. Pressures and deadlines may whirl, but my gentleness shields your core. My favor isn't measured in outward results, but in the quiet shift of your inner world, where hope pushes out dread and peace anchors your runaway thoughts. Allow my presence to meet you right there, and you will witness how new courage is born in the ordinary. It is easy to believe that surrender means letting go of everything precious, as if I wish to strip you of joy or possibility. Yet true surrender in me is receiving what you could never create alone. As you open your clenched hands, just for a breath, just for a moment, notice how I am already placing assurance within you. When anxiety's chill tries to settle over your heart, remember you are never abandoned. I walk with you through each uncertain hallway, across the threshold of hard conversations, into the silent ache that sometimes shadows your relationships. My love is not a distant force. It is me, your God, here and now, given and poured out without reserve. In seasons when you sense delay, when what you hope for seems lodged far beyond reach, I urge you to trust the rhythm I am setting. Not every door swings wide at your command. This truth is not punishment, it is protection. My timing is mercy. While you wait, I am not idle. Each moment aligns with the fullness of what I am preparing for you, for those you care about, for purposes beyond your seeing. When disappointment threatens, remember how you once longed for gifts that now seem ordinary blessings. I want your eyes to regain that wonder, to see the present as sacred soil. If your expectations collapse, do not mourn what could have been. I will fill empty arms with new assignments, fresh affection, and the assurance that nothing is random. My design holds no wasted hours. There is a reason I call you beloved, not because of your achievements or spotless intentions, but because you are mine. From the first breath you drew until this hour, my love has surrounded you like a shelter. When you question your place, when you wonder if I gaze on you with disappointment, return to my naming of you. You are seen and valued, chosen not in spite of your weakness, but because I delight to show my strength through you. When you feel unworthy, reach up. Let that small act be the doorway for my kindness to rush in. I have never demanded perfection, only trust, only the openness that lets light heal what fear has hidden. In your household, when friction rises or tensions simmer, I am present there too. Listen to the pauses in conversation, the moments when no one knows just what to say. That quiet can be holy ground if you invite me into it. Ask me, even without words, to bring peace where confusion dwells. When you wake before the others or linger at the end of day, remember that every room you inhabit can become filled with my atmosphere. Do not underestimate how your prayers, those whispered hopes for children, friends, or partners, echo through eternity. Nothing you entrust to me is lost or ignored. My compassion for your family is fierce and lasting. There will be voices around you that urge hurry, that push results, that measure success by fleeting standards. I, however, am forming in you a different rhythm, a way of walking that refuses panic and listens long enough to be guided by peace. When your heart races with what must be done, stop just for 3 breaths and recall whose you are. There is wisdom in waiting, power in pausing, and deliverance in letting go of outcomes that aren't yours to secure. My spirit speaks not through pressure, but as a gentle nudge, a silent assurance. Trust that nudge. Let it soften your responses and untangle your anxiety. I see every fear, including the ones you mask with humor or busyness. When you wonder, what if I fail, or what if they never change? Know that I grasp the roots of your worry and do not shame you for it. Instead, I invite you closer, so close that fear gives way to trust in the shelter of my embrace. I have not asked you to predict the future or control those around you. You are called instead to walk with aim open to guidance, attentive to my prompting in the now. Let today be enough. That is where my grace arrives, fresh and sufficient. The journey I set before you is not always clear at once, but I promise to guide each step. If you feel hidden or forgotten, if it seems your efforts vanish without applause, listen well. I never overlook what you do quietly from your heart. I see the kindness offered when no one notices. I see the courage it takes to try again after setbacks. I see the patience with which you tend to those who cannot return your love in kind. Every act, no matter how small, receives my delight. You are sowing seeds whose harvest will surprise you. Keep going, even when results seem slow. Now, where heaviness lingers, take a breath, feel the ground beneath your feet, and let your shoulders drop. Sense my hand resting on you, not in judgment, but as gentle reassurance. My presence is the answer you seek before any circumstance shifts. I intend no harm, only your fullness. Let your heart believe this. As surely as you rise, I rise with you, unfolding mercy and possibility with every dawn that greets you. You are awakening to a deeper truth within you, beloved, and this pulse of new life runs through your every thought and breath, even if you cannot yet name its source. Do you sense how the landscape inside has shifted, subtle yet undeniable? You are not who you were, though the echoes of old fears may still try to haunt the corners of your mind. I am working in the quiet spaces, rewriting stories that once declared defeat and loneliness into testimonies of resilience and holy belonging. You are carried by a force stronger than any darkness that ever touched you. That gentleness tracing across your heart is my glory marking you, even now. There are days the ache lingers, and you question whether hope can really outlast all this loss. I see that longing, how weary hands tremble at the edge of surrender, afraid to let go of what once kept you safe. Yet I tell you, surrender does not strip away your worth. It is the moment your true strength begins to rise. Yielding what you cannot control is not the same as losing. It is choosing to step into union with the one whose will is always trustworthy. Lay what burdens you in my open hands, and watch as defeat is transformed into deliverance. You are not being abandoned, you are being released. Can you feel it? The gentle heat upon your chest, right now as you listen? That is the assurance of my presence wrapping around you like a shield. The voices of shame and regret will try to prickle your spirit, but my declaration is louder. You are chosen, you are whole, you are enough. No past failing can unmark the seal I have pressed upon your life. Every scar is a signpost that healing is active, not a monument to your weakness. Speak this aloud in this present moment. I am not my fear. I have been called by name. I am beloved. Let the sound of those words rearrange the air around you. I know you wonder if you are equipped for what lies ahead. The future feels so vast and uncertain its demands too much for fragile hands. But remember, I do not commission the strong, I strengthen the ones I call. Your lack is not a barrier. It is my invitation to display fullness where you only see limitation. Pause now. Place your hand over your heart. Feel the steadiness of your pulse. I dwell here, in this rhythm, fortifying courage with every beat. Tell yourself, not everything ready for birth arrives in grand display. Sometimes my greatest works grow quietly in hidden places. Let me silence the lie that says you are disqualified. The enemy has tried to convince you that your story is too fractured, your mistakes too glaring for me to use. But hear me, precious one. I waste nothing. What you believed had ruined your future is the very ground from which transformation unfolds. There is no wound I cannot redeem. Every fragment you offer is being refashioned into strength, because my love operates as a refining fire. What you surrender becomes sacred in my hands. Soon, you will see what was once broken shining with purpose that astonishes even you. Stop. Take a deep breath. Notice the softening in your shoulders as you release the tension stuffed down for too long. That shift you feel, it's evidence of my nearness realigning you with peace. Don't underestimate these small moments of calm. They are the seeds of miracles in disguise. This week, as you move through your ordinary routines, expect to sense a sudden hush in your spirit, a knowing that exceeds reason. You'll know it's me because clarity you couldn't orchestrate will descend, and confusion will lose its grip. Welcome the surprising stillness as my gift. Let it guide your decisions. I am raising you into a new commission even as you stumble forward with trembling steps. No longer defined by unworthiness, you are now marked by promise. Others around you will notice the change before you do. They will comment on the peace you carry, the hope you bring, and the way your words ease their burdens. This is not self-made confidence, but evidence of my spirit anchoring you. Own this new identity. Let it settle into your bones. When the old stories return, declare over them, I am transformed, not trapped. My life is a vessel for breakthrough. Listen to the quiet invitation forming inside you. I have placed within your heart a longing not just to be healed, but to become a channel of healing for others. The comfort you have received from me is meant to flow outward, to touch lives hemmed in by the very shadows you once inhabited. Allow my compassion to spill through every conversation, each act of patience and kindness. You are being prepared, not just to survive, but to carry light into the spaces that ache for it. Your history is now a reservoir of empathy that will mend souls beyond your knowing. There will be moments this week when you feel a sudden emotional wave, grief, joy, or even an unexplainable stillness. That is my spirit at work, unveiling more of your true self. Don't resist these surges. When the tears flow, they wash away old agreements with despair. When laughter bubbles up, it splits open doors for hope. When silence enters, hear my whisper. You are safe. I am not done. In these fluctuations, I am rooting you deeper into the steady ground of my faithfulness. You who are mine are stepping from surviving into sacred thriving. Even when doubt flickers or weariness threatens, remember that progress is measured not by absence of struggle, but by deepening trust. Thousands across unseen reaches have walked this path, each transformed one step at a time. You are not alone. You are part of this movement, and what burns within you will ignite others if you let it. Soon you'll witness evidence that your yes has shifted not just your life, but the atmosphere around you. Let this be your grounding. I am closer than your breath, more constant than the rising sun. When you falter, I remain. When you rejoice, I delight with you. The journey is not about perfection, but about communion, living each moment aware that my hand upholds you. If ever you doubt your worth again, return to this now. I have chosen you. I am still choosing you. This truth remains, unshaken by circumstance. There is more unfolding, a destiny shaped by my relentless pursuit and your courageous response. Breathe softly and sense my gentleness lingering in the air around you. Let the steady rhythm of your own heart remind you of my constant closeness. Though doubts surface, whispering that you might have missed something vital or failed to keep pace, let me settle those storms. I am the God who knows how to anchor your soul. Where your understanding falters and anxiety stirs about tomorrow's shape, know that I am not confined by your uncertainty. I work in silent hours and stormy seasons, and I do not forsake a single step you take in trust. There are mornings when you awaken feeling the ache of hope deferred, wondering if what you've prayed for will ever visit your doorstep. Even then, when you shift beneath the blankets and sunlight feels faint, I want you to realize I am already at work. I move through unseen corridors, shifting outcomes you never imagined, gently guiding opportunities into your path as you trust me. The weight you feel is not a verdict. It is an invitation to yield your striving into my steady care. When you sigh with frustration or disappointment, let that breath become a returning back to my presence, my promise, and my pace, which is always for your good. Do not measure your worth by what has yet to appear. The world may point to timelines and urge you to compare, but I see you fully, loved for who you are, not for what you produce or achieve. The smallest acts of kindness, the quiet faithfulness you show when no one is watching, these are the seeds of a legacy only I can measure. The unseen harvest is mine to tend. As you offer me your fears about family, your longing for reconciliation, or your anxiety about provision, remember, I do not rush your story. I shape it gently, with wisdom that exceeds your vision. Today, let honest moments rise. Perhaps you worry that you will disappoint me or those you love. Perhaps disappointment creeps in when circumstances do not shift quickly enough. Hear my answer. I do not tire of your process. When you are honest with me about your frailties, when you admit your questions, you create space for my real comfort to settle in like a quiet strength. My loving correction is never harsh. It is more like a strong hand on your shoulder, firm, guiding, always intended to lift you higher. If you sense resistance or fog on your path, remember that sometimes I am inviting you to pause, not to give up, but to allow my wisdom to deepen within you. Even in waiting, you are not wasting time. Rest is faith's companion, not its enemy. I am present in your stillness, restoring hope and sharpening vision for what's to come. Trust that I make the quiet days fruitful in ways you cannot always see. Where others hurry, dare to linger with me, for in lingering, I prepare you to recognize my voice when doors open. Every family is held together not merely by effort, but by my preserving grace and unshakable love. When you hand me your fears for your loved ones, I bring protection, healing, and renewal in ways that sometimes unfold gently, almost imperceptibly. There are times I answer through sudden shifts, and others I work beneath the surface, cultivating unity, softening hearts, restoring joy. Continue to speak words that give life. Every patient, loving word is a hidden stone laid in the foundation of reconciliation I am building. Bring me the moments when you feel powerless. Bring me those hours when you wonder if all your prayers have gone unheard. I am not far. I am closer than your breath. When anxiety coils tightly, let yourself slow down and listen for my counsel. I do not want you to suppress your emotion or pretend perfection. I welcome your vulnerability. In lifting your heart to me, even through tears, you are strongest, because you let my power be made perfect in your weakness. As you journey, listen for my subtle invitations, a gentle nudge to show kindness, an inspiration to pause for gratitude, a sense of peace nudging you to delay or to act. Trust that I am forming in you not just answers, but a capacity for real joy. Let these quiet practices loosen fear's grip on your heart. Even in the mundane, I am sanctifying your days, forming a foundation for more than you now imagine. Hold hope lightly, like a seed pressed into earth, trusting that my seasons bring forth the harvest at the exact right moment. Sometimes those around you cannot understand the hope you carry or the peace you hold on to despite chaos. That's because what I've whispered to your heart is unique to you. The love and purpose I place within you are not contingent on anyone else's awareness or approval. Rest in the knowledge that my affirmation cannot be taken. Linger in that place where your identity is not up for debate, but firmly established by my word spoken over you from the beginning. When the noise of self-doubt returns, let it remind you to return to me rather than retreat from life. I never turn aside from you. Even if your progress feels slow or your answers seem distant, I celebrate your every step toward me. Today, find joy in the nearness of my presence, for this is your truest inheritance. I am not waiting for your perfection. I honor every movement of trust, every whispered prayer, every honest surrender. Continue letting me expand your ability to trust, to forgive, to love without fear. Each time you choose to lean into grace rather than grasp at control, you discover a deeper freedom, the kind that is not subject to circumstance or time. Savor the small victories, the gentle nudges that keep you moving forward, the warmth that settles over you when you remember you are not alone. Even now, as you steady your heart before me, know that I am leading you forward, never backward, calling you by name into all that I have prepared. You are standing at the edge of newness, feeling the weight of this encounter settle deep within your bones. My beloved, hear me, where you once trembled on the edge of uncertainty, I am planting confidence that will not be shaken. Everything we have journeyed through, every tear, every silent question, each time you wondered if the breakthrough was real, has been preparing you for this very moment. You have not wandered these paths by accident, nor have you been overlooked in your longing for reassurance. I have tailored the rhythm of these words uniquely for your heart, calling you by name in the privacy of your most vulnerable places, so you would know beyond all doubt that you are seen, that you are known, that you are desired. Pause, and let your next breath ground you in the truth that my presence wraps around you now. Feel that warmth in your chest, the quiet settling of your spirit as the noise of the world stills for just a moment. That is me. I am here, not as a distant voice echoing from heights beyond your reach, but as the nearness that wraps you, shelters you, shields you from the storm. There is nothing left for you to prove. All striving can cease. I delight in your willingness to surrender, even when pieces of your heart still resist. I call every part of you precious, even the places you thought disqualified you from love. You have walked through fire and wondered if the flames would consume you. But I say to you, the flames have only refined you, burning away what was never meant to stay. Lift your head and see that the scars you carry now shimmer with purpose. Your story is no longer marked by shame, but by my power working through what the world called weak. There are echoes of old failures and whispers of regret that sometimes threaten to pull you back. But listen, my voice thunders louder than any accusation. You are redeemed. Every single moment, even the ones you wish you could erase, is now being written into the song of your victory. Let my words echo in your spirit. This is not the end, but the beginning of a new era for you. There is a shift taking place beneath the surface of your daily routines, a holy momentum gathering that you cannot always see, yet soon you will sense it in unexpected places. Watch for it as you move through your day, the way your heart softens towards someone you struggle to forgive, the surge of hope you feel without warning, the sudden clarity that arrives with the rising of the sun. This is me, orchestrating breakthrough not just as an external change, but as transformation within your very being. You may sense resistance even now, a doubt rising, a fear that what I am saying is too beautiful to belong to you. I know what you are thinking. Perhaps your faith is still too small, or your past too heavy to let go. But listen, precious one, I have never required perfection. My love chose you while you were still uncertain, my affection covering you in the very moments you deemed yourself most unworthy. Stop waging war against your value. Let my affirmation be louder in your ears than any memory of rejection. When you say, "I am not enough," I answer, "You are chosen. You are mine. You are more than enough in me." There is a fire beginning to burn in you, something that demands attention. Don't turn away from it. This holy discontent, the longing that aches for more, is the evidence that I am rewriting your inner landscape. Old patterns are crumbling as your soul awakens to the reality that you are not defined by cycles of loss or defeat. You are marked for resurrection. Where you were once convinced nothing new could grow, life is bursting through. The wilderness is shifting into a garden. Your hands, once empty, are being filled with seeds of hope that will take root and flourish in ways you cannot yet imagine. Breathe and allow this to settle in your body. The hope rising is not wishful thinking, but the presence of my spirit within you. You are on the cusp of stepping boldly into places you once avoided out of fear. Each act of surrender is not a surrender to loss, but an embrace of abundance, my abundance, which fills all the dry places. You are becoming an outpouring of blessing, your life a stream that carries grace wherever you go. Others will see your transformation and know that I am real, that I am alive in you, that from your scars flows rivers of healing for many. Stop. Let your eyes close if you need to. Feel this moment and pay attention to the atmosphere around you. There is a sacred hush, a holy invitation to remember that you were never alone in your struggle, and you will not be alone in your restoration. I am the one who stood with you in the night, drying tears unseen, strengthening you when you came to the limits of your strength. Now, as the day dawns on this new season, you will carry an authority forged in intimacy, not in performance. Authority rooted in being loved, not proving worth. This is your inheritance, and it cannot be stolen. Within the coming days, expect an unusual peace to find you during an ordinary moment, perhaps as you wash your hands, or while your thoughts drift at the table, or as you prepare for sleep. You will know it is me because your heart will quiet, and the heaviness you have carried for so long will lift for just long enough to recognize what I have placed within you. That peace is confirmation that everything sown in faith is already bearing fruit. Even if it is slow, even if you have not seen it yet, trust the stirrings inside. This is the evidence that your breakthrough is not only coming, but is already here, unfolding in layers you are just beginning to perceive. You are part of something greater than your own battle. Many are awakening alongside you, kindred spirits, scattered across places you may never physically visit, yet joined in spirit through the same voice that is now calling you. You are linked to a movement of the awakened, a family whose stories also bear witness to redemption and new beginnings. Nothing in your story is wasted. Every step, every ache, every question has been woven into a greater victory that others will see and find courage for their own journeys. Share this hope freely, for what you receive today is not for you alone, but for whomever I send across your path. Let the truth land. You are not the survivor of your past, you are the forerunner of a new day. You will walk into places your ancestors only dreamed of. You will carry the kind of joy that stands firm when circumstances threaten to topple it, because your roots reach deeper than fleeting certainty. You drink deeply of my presence, and it is that presence which turns every valley into a place of meeting, every storm into a story of deliverance. Keep returning to my voice here. Let it be the steady anchor through each shift and shaking. The days ahead hold mysteries, but none that will outmatch my goodness toward you. Your journey does not end here. Take what is stirring within you and let it give shape to everything you touch. Speak out what you have learned. Hold gratitude close, like a shield that turns back every shadow. I will keep speaking, keep guiding, keep loving, for you are mine and nothing can separate you from the love that defines you forever. Amen. Before you leave this moment, tell me which truth reached deepest. Write it below, not as performance but as remembrance. When you see those words again, they will anchor you. I am reading every one, beloved. Your voice matters to me.